All right, let's dive in. Today, we are talking about one of the most powerful and, frankly, one of the simplest financial plans ever made. We're going to unpack 9 incredibly straightforward rules that can pretty much guide your entire financial life. And the wild part is they all fit on a single index card.
I mean, it sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? We live in a world that's just overflowing with complicated financial schemes and strategies. So the big question is, can something this small, this simple, really hold the key to your financial future? Well, let's find out.
I mean, let's be honest. Getting financial advice these days feels like wading through a jungle. You've got finfluencers on TikTok giving you stock tips, you hear about trends like doom spending, and it's a lot. It's designed to make you feel like this stuff is way too complex for you to handle. But what if it isn't? And that simple idea brings us to this guy, Harold Pollack, who's a professor at the University of Chicago. During an interview, he just casually mentioned that the best financial advice is actually incredibly simple. And if you're paying a ton for complicated advice, you're probably getting bad advice.
Well, you can guess what happened next. People heard that and were basically like, okay, prove it. Show us the card. So he actually did it. He grabbed a 4x6 index card, jotted down 9 core financial rules, snapped a picture, and posted it online. And it went completely viral. Millions of people suddenly had this super clear, super simple roadmap.
And here they are. These are the 9 rules we're going to walk through together. Don't worry, we're not just going to list them. We're going to break them down into really simple, actionable chunks so you know exactly what they mean and what to do. Okay, first things first. Before you can even think about investing or growing your money, you gotta have a rock-solid foundation. And that really boils down to 2 things: saving money consistently and absolutely crushing high-interest debt.
So this gets us to rule number 4. Save 10 to 20% of your income. What's kind of funny is the original card actually said 20%, but Pollack later changed it. Why? Because people told him that 20% felt intimidating. The real point here isn't the exact number. It's the habit. Start somewhere. Automate it. Make saving the very first thing you do when you get paid, not the last.
Now this one is non-negotiable. High-interest credit card debt, it's like trying to swim with an anchor chained to your leg. The interest rates are so ridiculously high that they just eat away at any progress you're trying to make. Paying off that balance in full every single month is one of the biggest moves you can make. So, what if you're already in debt?
Well, that brings us to this brilliant little strategy called the debt snowball. Here's how it works. You list out all your debts, not by interest rate, but from the smallest balance to the biggest. You keep making the minimum payments on everything except for that smallest one. You throw every extra penny you have at it until it's gone. Then you take all the money you were paying on that debt and roll it over to the next smallest one. It's all about psychology. You get a quick win, and that momentum, that feeling makes you want to keep going.
Okay, so our foundation is port. It's solid. Now it's time to actually start building. Let's talk investing. And the philosophy here is it's so simple and elegant. Don't try to be a stock-picking genius. Don't try to find the next big thing. Just own the whole market.
And the tool for this is something called an index fund. Think of it like a basket. And in that basket, you've got tiny little pieces of hundreds, sometimes thousands, of different companies. Like the S&P 500, which holds a piece of the 500 biggest companies in the US. So instead of betting on one single horse to win the race, you're basically betting on the whole race. It's instant diversification.
And this is where rule number 7, pay attention to fees, becomes so important. Look at this. On one side, you've got these actively managed funds. That's where some fund manager gets paid a ton of your money to try and pick winning stocks. And you know what? Decades of data show they almost never beat the market over the long haul. On the other side, you have simple, low-cost index funds. That tiny difference in fees, say 1% versus 0.03%. It sounds small, but over a lifetime, that can literally cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's huge.
And here is a perfect picture of why rule number 3, never buy individual stocks, is so critical. Look at the S&P 500. Since the 50s, it's averaged about a 10% return per year. Sure, it goes up and down, but the trend is undeniable. Now look at a single stock, like Kodak. This was a titan of industry, a can't-miss stock. And if you'd bet the farm on it, you would have been wiped out. You have to remember, the person selling you that stock knows more than you do. Diversification is your armor.
All right, so we're saving money, we're avoiding debt, we're investing simply. Now, how do we basically pour rocket fuel on this whole thing? We get smart about taxes. It's all about using the right accounts to let your money grow even faster.
And these are your main tools.
This covers rules 1 and 6. You've got your 401k at work, and you should always put in enough to get the full company match. It's free money. Then there's the Roth IRA, where your money grows and you can take it out in retirement completely tax-free. If you're self-employed, there's the SEP IRA. And for education, a 529 plan.
Look, the whole point here is simple. Using these accounts is like putting your investments inside a greenhouse. They're protected from taxes every year, which means your money can compound on itself way more powerfully over time. This is what separates a pretty good retirement from a truly great one.
Okay, now for the last couple of rules. These are a little different. They're less about specific investments and more about protecting yourself, making sure you get good advice, and kind of understanding the bigger picture. Rule number 8 is basically your shield. You need to know this word, fiduciary. A fiduciary is legally required to act in your best financial interest. But here's the catch. A lot of financial advisors are not fiduciaries. They're salespeople, and they might push you into a fund that pays them a higher commission. So you have to ask one simple question. Are you a fiduciary? If they squirm, if they hesitate, if they give you some long, complicated answer, you get up and you walk out, period.
Now, rule number 9. This is the one that always sparks the most conversation. It's about supporting social insurance programs. To really get why it's on the card, you have to hear it from Polak himself. He talks about a time his own family was in crisis, caring for a family member with a disability, and how social programs were the safety net that caught them. His view is that, yeah, personal finance is absolutely key, but a strong society also needs a system in place to protect people when things go terribly wrong.
And that's it. We've gone through all the pieces of the puzzle. Now let's just step back and put it all together. Let's look at the complete picture. The simple, powerful plan that changes everything.
Here it is, the whole thing, all in one place. It's not about some secret algorithm or chasing hot stock tips. It's just about solid, proven principles. Save a good chunk of your money, keep your debts low, invest in everything cheaply, use the tax code to your advantage, and get advice from people who are actually on your side. That's it. That's the entire game.
So, what do you do right now today? Here's your homework. Just pick one of these. Go set up an automatic transfer for 10% of your next paycheck. Go online and open a Roth IRA. It literally takes 15 minutes. Figure out what your smallest debt is and make one extra payment on it. Or just log into your work's 401k website and make sure you're getting that free match. Don't get overwhelmed. Just start.
And really, that's the greatest gift of this little index card. It's not just about making your finances simpler. It's about getting your time back. It's about getting your mental energy back. So instead of staying up at night worrying about money, you can focus on, actually living. So the final question isn't really about your money at all. It's about your life.